Hey everyone, Shebby here and welcome back to the next episode of AEW's Dynamite. Great show planned out for you tonight, including the first defense of the Hardcore Championship as Pentagon will defend against Michael Nakazawa, and of course that massive main event, Jon Moxley versus Chris Jericho for a place in the TNT Championship Tournament match. And here we go, that's what it's for, the AEW Hardcore Championship on the line here. Pentagon making his first defense since winning the belt at Blood and Guts a few weeks back in that 6-man elimination chamber. Of course, in that match, Jimmy Havoc, Darby Allin, Joey Janela, Lufa, as well as this man right here, Michael Nakazawa. And this is actually going to be a tables match, which I completely forgot. I did set that up. So this should be interesting. I mean, on paper, you would imagine that Pentagon would definitely be the favourite for this one, but these matches can go funny ways. You never know. Michael Nakazawa could be your new Hardcore Champion. I don't know why I threw him in this match, to be honest with you. I sort of wanted to give Pentagon an opportunity to defend it. Maybe not too much of a difficult match, though. Michael Nakazawa was 0 wins so far in AEW. But if he wins here, he solely deserves that championship. The Hardcore belt is going to be a bit of a random one, I think. People are just going to be going for it whenever they feel like it. Nakazawa now sending Pentagon into the corner. There's a table there. And running dropkick, but I am the table. Does not break. But it's Nakazawa who's firmly in control of this match. Tonight's show, then we've got this match, of course. Then we're going to have a tag team match, as we'll see the Young Bucks go up against the Gunn Club. Angelico goes one-on-one against Lance Archer. And our main event, as I said during the intro, Jon Moxley versus Chris Jericho. The winner of that one will be facing off against the winner of next week's Dynamite main event, Brody Lee versus Cody Rhodes. So, of course, the TNT Championship. It's the big center. I think by the end of our next pay-per-view Double or Nothing, we should have all 5 champions crowned. Currently, we have the AEW champion as Pac, of course. Hardcore champion, currently Pentagon. And your tag team champions are best friends. Pentagon now bringing Michael Nakazawa back up to his feet. There's a boot in the gut before hooking him up. Into the pump handle package slam there. And Pentagon has another table. Pentagon is well known for his feng shui. Great at moving furniture around to really help the energy of a room. And the big question is going to be, is he going to move that table into 2 halves with the body of Michael Nakazawa? He does. And there's the successful championship defense. Pretty simple, I would say, by Pentagon here over Michael Nakazawa. So your Hardcore champion continues his run of good form. Pentagon has only lost 1 match so far in AEW, and that was the match where he was up against Phoenix and Pac in that triple threat to become, or for a place inside the Elimination Chamber to crown the first champion. So that's the only match he's lost so far, and he's been very, very good, and he continues his run of good form and continues on as our Hardcore champion with a strong and one-sided victory over Michael Nakazawa. He has the power. He's Michael Nakazawa. He's been destroyed. So that puts Michael Nakazawa down to a -3 now in the rankings, whereas Pentagon moves up to a +5. Pentagon's actually very, very high in the rankings at the moment, only behind Jon Moxley, Pac, and Angelico. So well done to Pentagon. Remains your Hardcore champion. And here we go then, the Young Bucks versus the Gunn Club. Bucks could do with a win here. They've had a bit of dodgy form recently. They're now currently down to 0 in the tag team rankings. Whereas the Gunn Club have only ever had one match so far in this universe mode, which they are currently on -1. They must lose against. This could be a while shows back and really it's proud and powerful on this game. So Gunn Club would love to get a victory here. Of course, Austin and Billy Gunn. The one Billy Gunn. It's a good sort of big name for them. It really is. It's something that they should use a little bit more, but maybe he wants to be more backstage now in his time of his career, maybe. I don't know. I would have thought Billy would have loved to have really pushed this tag team with his son and really gone for it. And I bet they'll get an opportunity at some point. I mean, they're there every single show, aren't they? At the moment, of course, with the lockdown and all that sort of stuff and no audience. They're always there in the front row showcasing what they can do. Really launched the Gunn Club into a good position. I'd love to see them actually do well. Maybe we'll have to put an episode of Dark at some point. I've got a better chance of winning. I've already got the next couple of Darks written, I think. Yeah, there's no place in the next couple of Darks. It'll be after the pay-per-view by the looks of it. Austin Gunn looking pretty good. Austin Gunn is quite a lightweight character as well. Maybe he's an opportunity going potentially for the Cruiserweight Championship as well. Billy, of course, has got no chance to go to the Cruiserweight Championship because he's pretty dench. Is dench the right word or hench is the right word? Dench, man. Is that like a really rude word that I'm just repeating over and over again? Dench. Matt Jackson now lining up Billy Gunn. Catches him. No, he doesn't catch him with that super kick. Billy managed to avoid. Tell you what, it would be very good here for the Bucks if they did lose this match. Like I said, they've dropped down the rankings a bit recently. Of course, they were involved in that big fatal four-way elimination tag team match at Fight for the Fallen, which they came out on the wrong side of. They've had a bit of a rough time up and down. I'm sure they'd love to get themselves back into the tag team picture. 2 wins, 2 losses so far. But this is their opportunity now for the Bucks. They've got Austin in the middle of the ring on his own with Billy on the outside. This is what they want to try and do. Isolate Austin in the ring and try and finish the match. I think he might be the weak link in this tag team at this point. Billy's experience obviously gives him the edge. And the Christian as well. Of course, don't forget, still 2 more big matches here for you this evening. We are going to see up next Angelico going one-on-one against Lance Archer. And Angelico's been doing so well recently, got himself quite high up in the rankings. Therefore, he's going to have to start taking on some bigger matches like Lance Archer. And then, of course, that big main event, Jon Moxley versus Chris Jericho, to get into the TNT Championship Tournament final and fight for that championship. Remember, Moxley also won the AEW #1 contendership match at Fight for the Fallen. So if Moxley wins here again tonight, he could be going for 2 belts, which would be insane. Billy now stalking Nick Jackson in with the Famehouser. Austin Gunn taking down Matt Jackson. This could be a big chance here for the Gunn Club. They've already got it. The Gunn Club has freaking got it. Wow. What a massive, massive victory that is, and what a huge loss that is for the Bucks, you know. A huge loss for the Bucks. That puts them down to a -1 now, and it brings the Gunn Club back up to a 0. And it also puts both the tag team members of Nick and Matt Jackson down to a -1 in the rankings, while bringing both Austin and Billy Gunn up to a 1. Wow. This is not a good time in the life and times of the Young Bucks, is it really? They are struggling here somewhat, dropping down the rankings, nowhere near the Tag Team Championship picture at this point in time. And the Gunn Club looking fantastic, getting their first win in this universe mode. And who knows, this could be the start of something special for them. Father and son tag team. Who knows, father and son tag team champions maybe? And here we go then, Angelico going one-on-one against Lance Archer. Of course, like we said, Angelico very high up in the rankings at the moment, so these are the sort of matches he is now going to have to face off against. That's what happens when you're at the top of the rankings. You're at the top of the rankings, you face off against people at the top of the rankings. You're at the bottom of the rankings, you face off with people at the bottom of the rankings. So, yeah, it's going to be tricky, I think, for Angelico to keep that position, unless he can really pull out some big victories in matches like this. It's not looking great so far for him, though, is it, really? Archer looks pretty peed off, to be honest with you. Wow, Archer is going for it. He just planted Angelico already. Wow, Lance Archer. I mean, this might have been the worst time possible to get Lance Archer. He is not in a very good mood. He's had a poor few matches. He dropped down to 0 in the rankings. This puts him back up to a +1 now. But yeah, this was a bad time to get Lance Archer, and he's really showcased his ability here with a fantastic quick victory against Angelico. Wow. I wasn't quite expect it to be that quick, to be honest with you. Story of my life. Recording. No, I've just finished. And here we go then. Now, we already know that Jon Moxley is going to be fighting for the AEW Championship at Double or Nothing, but will he also be fighting for the TNT Championship as well? That's exactly what can happen if he wins here this evening against Chris Jericho. I'm sure Jericho will want to make sure that's not the case, as will Sammy Guevara and Jake Hager on the outside, I would imagine. And of course, the winner of this match will take on the winner of next week's main event, which is Brody Lee versus Cody Rhodes. Brody versus Cody. Good times. Jericho now bringing Moxley back up to his feet, now into the corner. Ooh. Mox gets a big boot up there right in the face, and then Jericho takes him down. Classic old school wrestling style takedown. A boot in the gut, looking for that DDT, but Moxley fighting back. I still can't get over how dominant we just saw Lance Archer. I mean, that was pretty incredible. Lance Archer was so strong there, which, I want to say it surprises me, but it was a bit of a shocker how much he turned the corner. Obviously, Jake Roberts, master tactician, backstage, looked at the recent form and saw it wasn't great for Lance Archer, and has somehow come with a plan to G him up and turn him into an absolute monster. I mean, Angelico got 0 offense at all in that match. 0. Archer just destroyed it. And that's exactly what Archer needs to get himself back up into the top end of this roster. He will want to be pushing to become AEW champion or TNT champion or anything really. And that win against someone who's very high up in the rankings like Angelico is definitely going to be a very good step in the right direction. We've got an interesting episode of Dark for you this week as well. Maybe a little bit less jobbery. We're going to see Phoenix going up against Sonny Kiss. We'll see Luchasaurus in action. We'll see 10 for the first time, Preston Vance in action. And our main event of Dark is going to be a cracker, you know. Jungle Boy, Angelico, and Miro, triple threat. I mean, Jungle Boy and Miro both quite low in the rankings, could really use that victory. And Angelico, after tonight's loss, really needs to get his momentum back moving in the right direction. Because, of course, he'll be fighting as part of the #1 contendership for the Tag Team Championships on our next episode of Dynamite against the Revolt as well. Busy times for Angelico. But that's what happens when you're so high up in the rankings. When you're high up in the rankings, you end up having more matches. That's just the way it works, I'm afraid. I mean, it's not a bad thing, don't get me wrong. It means people want to see more of you. As Jericho heads up to the top, dropping an elbow right into the heart of Jon Moxley. And Jericho's looking pretty good here, actually. Brings Mox back up to his feet. And now looking to take him down. He's going to roll him over into the walls of Jericho. Locked in here on Jon Moxley by Chris Jericho. But great leg strength by Moxley to break free. That's forearm there. Stiff right, but Jericho spins it around. There's a big forearm to the face of Mox and into that bulldog. I really thought he was going to go for a lion salt there, you know. Everything just seemed to bounce in place. Jericho now stalking the grounded Jon Moxley into the code breaker. I mean, this could be a blessing in disguise if Moxley loses this match, you know, for him. He kicks out. Yeah, it could be a blessing in disguise for Moxley, you know. Because really, if he wins, he's going to be facing off for this championship before the AEW championship. That means he's going to be weakened for that match against Pac. So really losing this match is going to give much more chance to walk out as the AEW champion. Winning this match, I think he's going to probably overwork him at Double or Nothing. Nice fisherman suplex there on Jericho. Only a 2 count. Did you know, right? I just sussed this out myself. That's why Luchasaurus is an action on Dark, right? Luchasaurus has yet to win a single match in AEW here. As we see the paradigm shift by Jon Moxley on Jericho into the pin. 1, 2. Oh, Jericho kicks out as well. Wow. Been a very interesting night so far. We've seen a lot of movements in the rankings. The big one being the victory for the Gunn Club against the Young Bucks is a massive victory, that one. Archer going back in the right direction as well. Pentagon continuing his winning ways. Moxley once again now looking for that fisherman suplex. This time releases. There's the pin. 1, 2. Oh, God, Jericho. Close. Very, very close. Mox once again stalking Jericho. Mox is going to do this, isn't he? Mox is no. Wow, Jericho, that's an interesting way of escaping out of the paradigm shift. He rolled it through. Lucha Libre style now into the code breaker. Pops him. There's the pin. 1, 2. It's only a 2 count. Oh my God. Holy guacamole. I like guacamole. It's very Leroy Jenkins. Jericho now taking. Nope. Survives up to the top. Moxley turns and gets caught with a double axe handle. Jericho once again bringing Mox back up to his feet and looking to fold him over once again into the walls. He has him locked. Chris Jericho has Moxley locked in the walls of Jericho. Will Mox tap? He's got to think about that match against Pac. He does. Wow. Jon Moxley suffers his only second loss in AEW, tapping out to Chris Jericho on the walls of Jericho. I think Moxley had to think there about the future. He had to think about the fact that he was going to be fighting for the AEW Championship in just a couple of weeks' time. He could not afford to sit in that submission for too long and take any extra damage. And therefore, Mox thought it was the best for him to tap out here. And that puts Jericho in the TNT Championship match. But who will be facing off against, we'll find out next week, of course, on our episode of AEW Dynamite. It'll be either Brody or Cody. Brody Lee or Cody Rhodes. And of course, so now our Double or Nothing card is looking pretty interesting. So we've got Best Friends versus the winner of next week's match between the Revolt and Hybrid 2. We're going to have Jericho versus the winner of Brody Lee and Cody for the TNT Championship. Pac versus Moxley for the AEW Championship. We're going to crown our first AEW Cruiserweight Champion in an 8-man elimination match. We've got some pretty interesting stuff going on very soon here in AEW. But that is the end of tonight's show. I hope you've enjoyed. Of course, if you have, please do hit that like and of course subscribe if you would like to see some more. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you back here in a few days' time for our next episode of AEW Dark. Bye.